Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the 2024 Softball New Zealand Under-19 Boys Championship. We're at the beautiful Fraser Park in the heart of the Hutt Valley, where we are in Game 5 on Diamond 1 here, and we have Hutt Valley taking on Manawatū. My name's Gary Rohihi. I'll be your play-by-play commentator for Ballpark Broadcasting. Joining me in the box as colour commentary for this one, local softball identity, Hayden Smith. Welcome along, Hayden. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Gary, and Happy New Year to everybody. Good start to this game. 3-2 with Manawatū coming back. I think the coaches will be pretty happy. Yep.
So as many of you have just heard, we're already into the bottom of the third innings in this game. So we've got Hutt Valley, who have just managed to get another runner on base, have scored 2 runs in this innings, courtesy of a wild throw to left field from the Hutt Valley catcher, Taikaha Cope. Good fortune for Manawatū. Hutt Valley, a little more orthodox, have managed to run in 3 runs on their turns at bat so far. 3-2, it's a close game. Manawatū have already exited 1 pitcher. They started off with Liam Belcher-Kingi, and he has been replaced on the hill by Tainui Lind. Number 6 currently in the batter's box for Manawatū with 2 out here in the bottom of the third innings. Nikora Greening.
What's interesting that Blair Thompson has carried on his form of stealing the runner as soon as he's got a chance. So first pitch went down the ground, fortunately, and so Manawatū have another runner on second base and 1 down. So seems to be the form. Runners get on, they go.
Coaching partnership for Manawatū. AJ Dyson out there on third base, and Gareth Greenfield at first base.
Got Nikora Greening, seems confident. He's number 2, so he should be. This could be an interesting stage. If they get a hit here, then this could tie the runs, which should make it more difficult for Hutt.
Well, weather-wise, ladies and gentlemen, here at Fraser Park, it's a little bit overcast. We are starting to see a bit of glimpses of blue sky. It's fairly warm as we see a wild pitch go to the back of the net, and the runner advances to 3. And Manawatū with another runner in scoring position.
Interesting to see what the coach does do here, because he's got his number 2 batter, who are usually good bunters, so it could be a weapon that he tries to bring to play.
There's a nice hit through shortstop. It's unable to be taken out there. It's gone all the way to centre field, scoring that runner from third base. There's a nice job by Manawatū. Hayden are starting to warm into this game. They've looked a little bit unsteady, but starting to look good at the moment.
Well, I think that's the top of the order should be confident, and I think they seem to be on a high at the moment. So if this can continue, it's great. It's the bottom of the order that will get them, I think, if they can't continue scoring these runs. Sam Johansson's coming on. Boy, he's a good shortstop.
He had a great first innings, didn't he? He took a couple of fine outs. For Hutt Valley were 1, 2, 3 and out in the first inning. As were Manawatū, so fairly regular. Everything's happened now in the game at 3-all in the second and third innings.
Be interesting to see whether they do the steal again, because it's getting rather predictable. Look, there's
an infield pop taken out there at second base.
That's 2 down.
The runner stays at first. It's 2 down, 3-all. We've got number 40, Thomas Woods, up to bat.
He hit the ball pretty hard last time, Thomas. Straight to third base, but he hit it hard. So this could be interesting to see a number 4 batter.
Looking at a situation in the game now, a lot of pressure out there on young Lennox Easthope. He's been a standout in the last few seasons for Hutt Valley. Just struggling a little bit in this innings. Maybe Hutt Valley do have somebody warming up in the bullpen out there. Maybe the coaches will be looking for a change.
He just seems to have lost his rhythm a little bit. A couple of those pitches that are going down. So here's another stolen base with a ball hitting the ground. That's not going to help their case to draw that back and get the last out.
Yeah, young Taikaha Cope probably didn't call the best of pitches at that stage. It was ripe for a stolen base. Possibly should have called a rise ball on that one. That's a nice pitch. Must have been close.
That must have been very close.
Yep. The umpires out there, of course, the other team on duty out there, we've got behind the plate is Eli Lesperance, and out patrolling the bases is none other than Wiremu Tamaki.
Yeah, a bit inside. He didn't need to swing at that, but
swing and a miss, and he's beaten himself up a little bit.
Yeah, he's putting some pressure on him when he doesn't need to, and this is the thing that will be good for Lennox is if he can swing at those balls that aren't strikes, and that just gives him a bonus every time.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out here in the bottom of the third innings. The sun has just burst through the clouds, and as usual, Hutt Valley Softball Association have given us a absolutely perfectly presented venue for this national championship under 19 for boys, running concurrently at the moment in Palmerston North with the under 19 girls tournament.
Yep.
There's a nice pitch for Lennox Easthope. He comes back strongly with that one. Strikes out Thomas Woods for the third out here in the bottom of the third innings. And that'll do it for this one. It's 3-all as we head to the fourth inning. We'll be back in just a moment.
What's he up to now?
Probably working on his career.
Oh. What are you up to, Matai?
Reversing.
Have you got your ticket?
Yep. I start a new job driving a forklift on Monday.
I thought you worked in an office.
Don't limit yourself, Brian. It's never too late to make smarter choices. How's Karen?
Take control of your career with Trade Staff.
Your ideas, your plans, your vision for your dream home. At Golden Homes, we work with you to create a home you'll love living in. With total design flexibility, our exclusive gold standard building system and Zog steel framing proven to withstand magnitude 9 earthquake activity, your new Golden Home will have all the strength, comfort and sophistication you've been dreaming of.
It's a better home you'll own. Golden Homes.
Golden Homes. Call 0800 22 22 36.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the top of the fourth innings, now at Fraser Ballpark for the 2024 Under-19 National Softball Championship for boys. We haven't had a chance to do it, so we're quickly going to run you through the batting lineup for Hutt Valley. Currently, we've got Lennox Easthope in there to bat, but we'll start off with their lead-off batter, and that is number 30, Zarshaw Wallace. He's followed by Keenan Easthope, then George McCarroll, followed by number 39, Brian Woolley, Jackson Williams, then number 52, Lennox Easthope in the batter's box at the moment. 48, Thompson Tukupua follows him, Taikaha Cope, and then Lincoln Foley. Out on the diamond for Manawatū, we'll just quickly run you through the defensive lineup. Out at right field is Thomas Woods, Lucas Adolf at centre field, Ryan Henson at left, Sam Joe Hansons at shortstop in the hot corner, Fatukura Kiriona, and at second base, Nikora Greening. Angus McIntosh at first base. Doing the pitching at the moment, number 17, Tainui Lind, to catcher, Keanu Jennings. Those are your lineups as we look at them right now in a tight ball game here in the fourth innings. It is 4-all, and it's going along quite quickly, Hayden.
Yeah, no, look, I think this is going to be the innings that will count. I think the Manawatū pitching is going to make the difference. Either he gets on top of this, or Hutt Valley will run away. And they've made the change, so let's hope this works for Manawatū, and we'll soon find out.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair to say that Hutt Valley have scored 3 runs in the ball game, but they have started off in the field and things a little bit rusty. First game in the tournament, they'll get things together pretty quickly, as Hutt Valley always do, and we'll see the well-oiled machine that we're used to seeing. And yes, good on Manawatū for hanging. That's a nice pitch on the outside of the plate to strike out Lennox Easthope.
Yeah, he's batting well, and that's the thing, I suppose, with you're down to your 6, 7, 8 batters now, and I suppose Manawatū can stay on top, but I certainly think the top of the order has got the calling. The bottom of the order's just got to step up a bit and get a few runners on and put the pressure on Manawatū.
Oh, due up for Hutt Valley is a number of 8. Number 48. Thompson Tukapua. We've got number 55 jersey out there, so they've made a change. So we've got Caden Alexander Hall coming into bat for Thompson Tukapua.
I wonder where the change, because 48 was out there in the running position last time. So
they made the change on the runner.
Right. So is it Jaden Hutter now, is it?
No, we've got number 55, Caden Alexander Hall.
Oh, Caden. Hard to keep up sometimes. But he's
stands on the other side of the plate, left-hander. Tall lad.
They just want to start, and then they'll be back to the top of their order and just keep piling those runs on. Manawatū on the other side have got to keep them off the base if they can.
Yeah. It's an interesting one it's an interesting part of the game for both coaching duos that, the decisions they've now got to make to try and break things open as we head into the later innings of the ball game.
Exactly, and this is the time where everyone's into their second turn at bat, and the coach has got to make up their mind whether changes need to be made. Certainly there's been some forced changes for Manawatū. I think the changes that have been made on the Hutt Valley side have all been strategic for running, etc.
Yeah, I'd say it's all part of the game plan for Manawatū. Even the batting changes right now are probably part of it, just to give everybody a swing of the bat, really, in the first game of the tournament.
It's always going to be a hard job when you've got what I call journeyman pitchers versus mainstream pitchers, and that's where Manawatū have got to keep changing up, bringing in another guy, and I don't know how many guys they've got.
I mean, as a young pitcher, he's just walked Alexander Hall there, but as a young pitcher, he is missing the zone by some quite wide margins, but when he is getting close to the zone, he's doing damage in there. So just a little bit more control, and he could settle on a line.
Exactly, and sometimes with these young pitchers, you don't vary them so much. They can vary speed, but just get them going one way, so they're not having trouble with that, getting the correct zone. And each of these boys seems to be having a little bit of a problem just walking batters when they shouldn't be. Yeah,
well, you're right, because Tainui Lind out there, number 17, he's not going to worry Hutt Valley boys for pace. So he does need to maybe look at some variation and obviously try and hit those spots a bit more regularly.
And sometimes the pitches, and that's the thing, variation isn't just going up or down or changing up. It's also off speed.
Yes, that's correct.
And if you can get a boy who's coming through at 80k and then he's coming through at 60k, he can deliver the same pitch. But it's a matter of putting the batter off balance. And those are part of the tricks that you've got to have in your
So this is another pinch hitter for Hutt Valley. Number 59, Noah Krishnan, has come in. Another lefty. This will put things off, or looking to put things off and break the stride of the Manawatū infield.
This could make it easier to steal as well, because he's blocking to a degree the catcher.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see whether they have. I don't know how fast the runner is, but certainly they must be looking seriously at that. Although it depends on the accuracy of the pitcher as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen a great indication of the arm from the Manawatū catcher yet. Young Keanu Jennings, he bobbled one in the first inning, and then threw it high, so we never really saw an indication of
he's gone.
As we see the steal now, there's a throw that's a lot more accurate, but just too much pace from the runner out there.
Yeah, I think that was always coming. A little bit different to the Manawatū coach, who tends to steal everyone on their first pitch after they walk.
Yeah, well, we talked about it when we were off air that he needs to just mix that up a bit because it's going to be a little bit predictable.
Right, so let's... Oh, Noah's will have a free bat now, I would suggest.
He's hit one out to shortstop, who holds the runner up, takes the out. The runner goes it too, and I think he's got him as well. That's a fine infield play. Fine infield play by Manawatū to end the innings for Hutt Valley. He'll be disappointed in the outcome of that one.
That was a great throw though to get him, because and the runner slid in well too. He went right outside, but the third baseman got the ball and dived back. What a great out on third base to finish the innings.
Nice work by Manawatū. We're going to head into the bottom of the fourth innings with the score all tied up at 3-3. We'll be back in just a minute with more action in this ball game.
Your ideas, your plans, your vision for your dream home. At Golden Homes, we work with you to create a home you'll love living in. With total design flexibility, our exclusive gold standard building system and Zog steel framing proven to withstand magnitude 9 earthquake activity, your new Golden Home will have all the strength, comfort and sophistication you've been dreaming of.
It's a better home you'll own. Golden Homes.
Golden Homes. Call 0800 22 22 36.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an exciting ball game here. We're in the bottom of the fourth innings at Diamond 1 at Fraser Park here in the heart of the beautiful Hutt Valley. The Hutakawa trees just showing us how close to Christmas we are out there. Very nice view as we've got some changes just being noted by the umpire aspirants there. And I'm sure in just a second we will get underway. We've got Ryan Henson will be due up for Manawatū, number 38. And no changes as yet for Hutt Valley, although we do have a change out on the hill.
Yeah, we do.
As looks like we have Jaden Hitter, number 31, coming in to a pitch for Hutt Valley. He's taken over from Lennox Easthope. And it'll be interesting to see how he settles in. I think Lennox threw some good pitches, but he never really settled into a rhythm out there, Hayden.
Well, it'll be interesting because this will be the making of the game. If they can get some sort of rhythm going on the mound, either team, that could be the difference in the game. Certainly at the moment it's anyone's game. And I think the whole thing revolves around batting and pitching.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Manawatū are fighting very well in this ball game. They took a couple of beautiful outs to end the previous innings for Hutt Valley. Hutt Valley definitely not having it their own way, and I thought maybe they might have thought they were going to.
Well, it's good to see Manawatū throwing the ball around like that out 6-3, so shortstop to first base, and then turfed it straight across to third base for another out as the Hutt Valley runner was doing really well, and I don't think there was any fault in what happened there. It was just a great play, great running, but great play and great tag out to finish the innings.
Turns to face the bunt, can't take that one, and Jaden Hitter gets his first strike out of the ball game, and not a bad start for him in this one as he's come in to pitch here in the bottom of the fourth innings.
I can't quite understand that. He turned round to bunt, and it looked like he did bunt on the third strike. So he was going to be in trouble regardless of what happened there. But he struck out. But it's a shame he couldn't move the ball. Let's see. So it's two lefties in a row now. We've got Angus.
No, number 45,
another
Brooklyn
change.
Takapua Narimu has come into bat. Pinch hit for Manawatū. Another one that stands on the left-hand side of the box.
He does. He's not a bad batter, Brooklyn. Coached him many years ago, and he can do it.
He's come in for number 11, Angus McIntosh.
It's good having those lefties together. I don't know what this...
Jaden's an experienced young pitcher for the Hutt Valley now, been around a few years. Can work in and outside. He's got some good variation. Another pitcher who's not really going to scare with extreme pace, but he's capable of hitting some good spots.
He's moving the ball quite well, and and he seems to have good control, and that's all you need. He's not a big man, but he's got a constant pace. But a lot of variety, which I think is going to be difficult for some of these Manawatū boys.
With one out in this inning, obviously they've got to get bodies on base, Hayden, but the way the coaches have got to make some decisions now, as we see that one come off the glove of the catcher.
I thought they came off the bat, but clearly I'm blind.
And the runner who should have not have looked back, he should have just put his head down and gone, is out at first base.
Right, so it's 2 down. So certainly Jaden Hitter's doing well. He started controlling this game quite well.
Number 32, Fatakura Kiriona up to bat. Watches one go way inside, past the shins, for ball one. Hutt Valley have settled into more of a rhythm with Hitter on the mound straight away.
I think its consistency is what has to be appreciated. This is just what you need in the fourth innings. You want to have someone take charge, and he seems to be taking the charge. Certainly, he's throwing consistency, and every batter's got to make up their mind he's close to the zone.
Well, the Hutt Valley have two teams at this tournament. We have a Hutt Valley development also here at this tournament. This team is blessed with three very good pitchers. We've seen Lennox East Hope in operation. We're also seeing young Jaden Hitter in operation. But they also have a Canadian sitting there ready to go when needed. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the team.
Behind or front? Won't get past my stomach, Jason.
Well, number 32, Fatakura Kiriona, gets ready to face another pitch.
Oops.
We're going to get ready to face in a few minutes a guest in the booth. We'll just quickly end things there for a minute, though, as Jaden Hitter ends that innings with another strikeout. He's come in and gone very strong
Jason,
in this one. So in the bottom of the fourth innings, it is still locked up at 3-3 with Hutt Valley coming into bat. And we'll be back in just a minute where we will have our guest to talk to. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark in Hutt Valley, under 19 action, softball action here on Diamond 1, Manawatū taking on Hutt Valley in this one. Hutt Valley in the third base dugout in their green and gold, Manawatū in their green and black strip in the first base dugout. I've got joining us in the booth now a special guest, one of the coaches of the Canterbury under 19 team. In fact, it's Jason Kumirua, JK. JK, welcome along. Good to see you in the booth. Good to see you in the North Island with the team from Canterbury. How are you doing?
Good, thank you, and thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
No problem, Jason. Just quickly while you're there, just give us a quick rundown of your background in softball for our listeners.
Oh, geez. Quickly, first started playing softball in Gore. Gore was the best diamond in New Zealand. And then, we ventured down to Invercargill, played a few seasons there, and then ventured up to Christchurch, and then been there ever since, and played a few seasons with Canterbury and Black Sox and whatnot, and now into the coaching, helping the young kids. Awesome,
JK. That's good to see. The Canterbury team, how are the boys shaping up for this tournament, mate? Have you had a game yet?
Yes, we just played Counties and we scraped a 3-0 win. Tough game, you know. Counties played really well, and we had to work hard to get the win. Nice one.
Always been impressed with the way Canterbury develop their juniors. Mm-hmm. You guys do a fantastic job down there. A lot of these boys the product of that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good coaches down there, and a lot of good clubs that buy into what the Canterbury systems and our values, our standards, and we want to make sure that we look after every single individual down there, to give them every opportunity to represent Canterbury, to give them opportunities to play in tournaments like this. Nice one.
Now I understand, JK, you've got a couple of boys of your own in the team.
Yeah, I do actually.
How do you find that father-son relationship being a coach?
Good question.
I mean, I've experienced it myself. They listen to Dad, or is Dad?
Not anymore. To be fair, they used to, but. They're quite good, and I have to sort of like control those two against each other more than anything. You think they'd be playing against each other instead of like the opposition sometimes, but they are getting better as they get older, getting a bit smarter. Yeah. Sick of hearing their dad nagging at them. So.
What about their mum?
Oh, mum keeps whatever mum says they do.
And I believe you had one of the boys go to Mexico recently with the juniors. How was that experience?
Oh, the experience was really good. It was disappointing how the team performed, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that could have gone better, but obviously it didn't. It is what it is, and they've got to take it on the chin. Hopefully, learn a lot of things from it and move on from that.
Well, that's what we're desperately in need of, isn't it? Is to give these boys that sort of international experience and set them on that path. Yeah. Hopefully that takes them to even higher on us.
Oh, our game's very humbling, and I think it was a humbling for a lot of the boys there. There's a couple of 2 or 3 boys that played really well. A lot of them didn't really play to their potential. If they were honest with themselves, they didn't play to their potential, and it is what it is. Only they know. So.
Yeah, absolutely right. So we've got 4 days of this tournament. Obviously, Canterbury have only got one goal in mind. You see yourselves as like a real contender. I know that's a silly question, really, because Cantabrians always do. Yeah. But, I mean, you yourself, you got a bit of confidence going for the boys?
We kind of don't, this might sound a bit funny, but we kind of don't look at the end result. Our goal is to get every player to play to their potential.
Nice.
And winning or losing is irrelevant to us. Yeah. It's like if you play to your best potential, you might lose the tournament, but you might play average and win the tournament. Yeah. It's you just got to get to the playoffs, and whoever's the best team on the last day is probably going to go on and take it. But there's a lot of good teams here, so there's probably 6 teams that could probably win this tournament, and hopefully we're one of those 6. But who knows? We'll see what happens.
Who's your next opponents today?
Our next opponent is Hawke's Bay.
Hawke's Bay.
It's another team, another team that you can't take any team here for granted. No one's that good that you just turn up and think you're going to win. Doesn't happen like that. everyone's gunning for you. And,
Oh, we're
so they should.
seeing it right here in front of us here, JK. This ball game at 3-3. Hutt Valley might have thought they might have had a little bit of an easier run of it, but Manawatū battling very well.
Yeah, they are. They're actually playing a really aggressive game. It's actually they're quite good to watch. Actually, they're not like sitting back and waiting for Hutt Valley to beat them.
Yeah.
Manawatū actually they're playing really well, and they're giving back as much as they take. So good on them.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, JK, well, we'll cut it off there, mate. That's been very good to have you along. Thanks for your insights, and good luck to Canterbury for the rest of the tournament, bro.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I think it's good being here. All the best to you guys.
Thank you very much. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jason Kumador, who we've just had in the box, and good luck to Canterbury on that one. We've got a game in front of us right now. We've got Manawatū, Hutt Valley, up at batting at the moment for... Hutt Valley is number 30, Zarshaw Wallace, so they're in the top of their shop. And the score remains locked up at 3-3.
Lucon's in first base, so they've got a position here that Hutt Valley could really take control of this game if they get on top of the pitching.
There's a nice hit by Shaw Wallace out to left field. Runners now at 1 and 2. For Hutt Valley, and this is now, I would think, a very dangerous situation for Manawatū with none out.
I think if I was coaching this game, I would actually go to the bunt, because they really need to get these runners advanced, and don't give Manawatū any chance. If they can do this properly, then they can get a few runs this innings. Good bunt.
So there, just as you called it, there's a nice bunt. The catch can't be held there out of first base. So Hutt Valley have now advanced. They've compounded it there with another error, Manawatū, and that is very much a shame for them. Hutt Valley have now scored 2 runs in this one. They have a runner at 2, and this is going to test Manawatū's fortitude, because there was a couple of little errors there that's cost them dearly in this ball game.
And what's worse, it's none down, and they've got a runner on second base, so they can carry on in that position. And they've got their number 3 and 4 batter. So I certainly think this is the innings where Hutt Valley can take charge. And if they get on top here, then I think Manawatū will struggle.
George McCarroll up to bat for Hutt Valley, and that was some very good softball by Hutt Valley. That bunt was absolutely perfect down the third base line.
It just shows you how powerful a bunt can be, because the bunt was excellent to start with, but then the forced error, and it resulted in those 2 runs, which really was the icing of the cake.
Well, the bunt was so good, the error came from the pressure that was able to be put on the field, and we saw the ball go astray, and then of course it's all on Manawatū, that return throw. And
behind that, they've just slipped at a stolen base there.
Yep.
Gary,
and that just shows that Manawatū just have taken their eyes off the game a little bit, where we were just talking about and praising them with JK in the booth, how well they were tracking. So we are in the 5th innings. There's a nice pitch, a little bit high.
Well, it's the sort of game that can change in an instant, and I think Hutt Valley have got the opportunity now to get on top of this and seal it, whereas Manawatū have got to push back, and they've got to stop this runner getting home. They've got to bring the infield in and try and stop that next runner scoring, because if he does, they're going to be too far ahead.
And there's a nice hit by McCarroll. He's hit one over the right fielder's head. This is going to score the runner from 3. McCarroll's got a set of wheels on him like you won't believe, and he's scampered all the way around to third base. Nice bit of softball, and Hutt Valley have really come to life in this innings.
This is where a hit like that really does change the game, and I think you're now down to having none down, runner on third base, and you're still at your number 4 batter. So this is going to be a tall order for Manawatū.
Well, I did mention it a couple of times in the previous innings. Hutt Valley weren't quite playing to possibly what their potential is. We're now seeing it in the 5th inning, what they're truly capable of, and they have very quickly begun to distance themselves from this Manawatū side. As brave as they have been, Hutt Valley have taken it up another gear.
I'm impressed with the coaching here. I see you had to go at the bunt, and that's just to try and compound and make another error. And that's for a number 4 hitter. I think that's a great coaching technique. He probably won't go back to it, but it's certainly good to keep them on their toes. The third base now is coming up and going back, and he's not too sure.
So number 39, Brian Woolley, into bat. He's been on base twice in this ball game so far.
No, he hasn't. Been on once.
Sorry, been on once. Struck out and walk.
Yeah. But he's number 4, so he must be capable. He's a big boy, and I think this is the time for him to shine.
1 ball, 2 strikes, a runner at 3 for Hutt Valley. They now lead the ball game by 5 runs to 3 over Manawatū. Six 6-3 it is. And I've even got 6-3. I can't read my own writing.
This is going to be interesting. If there's 2 things going to happen here. If he walks, then that's going to compound the pressure. And if Manawatū can get him to hit down.
There's a nice comeback from Tainui Lind, who throws a good set of pitches.
Good drop.
To strike out Brian Woolley.
Right, they've got 1.
1 out. That was the that's what they had to do.
Yeah, they had to
with
back.
no more damage, they needed an out, and that hasn't changed. They now need
Now Jackson
2 and
has
3
hit
outs.
2 consecutive hits, so I think this is a tall order. He's batting well.
He's hit one hard to shortstop. It's going to score the runner, and the out is made. So 2 down now, but not before Hutt Valley score another runner, and RBI for Jackson Williams. Hutt Valley now lead the ball game by 7-3. And as you mentioned, Hayden, it's stretching out now, and Hutt Valley really are beginning to rub it in a little bit and really apply some intense pressure on Manawatū.
And this is the thing what the good coaches do, is they carry on the pressure and they don't let up. And this is what they've got to do now. They're cleared ballpark. There's no one out there, and they want someone to start it off again so that the top of the order comes back.
Yeah, they really do have a knowledgeable coaching team out there, Hutt Valley, and they're taking advantage in this innings. Tyson Byrne out there patrolling at third base, making the calls. At first base, they've got Blair Thompson.
You know, he's just losing that those spots, and I think he's got to be careful because I think certainly Lennox, he's a big boy. I wouldn't want to give him too many pitches that are
definitely
gifts.
capable of putting it over the fence. I've seen him do it, Lennox. Doesn't need to, however. Hutt Valley have scored their runs, 4 of them in this innings, on just some pretty smart batting, I think.
I think what Hutt Valley want to do now is start again and just try and get that bottom of the order so they all make a difference. So one gets a hit, one gets a walk, whatever, and then you're back into that top of the order that is really creating the damage. Just foul tip that.
Yep, just tips that one back. Stays in the battle because he's got 2 strikes on him. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's varying. The pitching's doing all right. Tainui Lind is doing the job he's brought in to do, but he's not fast enough to really dominate. But it's a matter of keeping them down as much as he can.
Yeah, he's been trying to pitch around them, but anytime he does that, and Lennox will probably beat himself up for not taking advantage of it, but anytime he puts it down through the middle in this innings, Hutt Valley have helped themselves to it.
He seems to have a good drop, and he varies the speed on that, but I think that's pretty well it. And there isn't a comeback pitch that can really dominate these guys. I think this is starting to show. But we'll see. He's still got that ball going down, which is a good ball to have.
Battle gamely, and that one's low and inside. Goes past the catcher.
It's always interesting when you get towards the bottom of the order and you haven't got your top flight guys and you're just trying to put them in a lineup so that they can consistently hit and consistently move the ball, because moving the ball is what's going to create the pressure.
Well, it's something that Hutt Valley done very well in this innings, as East Hope sees another one goes past. That'll load up the count.
And this makes it tough for the pitcher as well. If he loads up every time, it's a lot of pitches. But he's still got it. He's still throwing that ball through, and it's dropping well. Oops.
As East Hope earns the walk, goes to first base. That'll bring to bat number 48 for Hutt Valley, Thompson Tukapua.
Oh, he's been re-entered, right. It's a bit hard sometimes when these boys come in and out and re-enter.
Keeping up with them coming and going on and off the diamond.
Exactly. But this is good. If he can move the ball as well, then we're getting back towards the top of the order for Hutt Valley.
And Tainu Lin just very much struggling to find that zone now that he did actually have there for an innings and a half. He was going along quite nicely.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's been a failure. I think the combination of those two boys, Liam and him, have done well. But it is difficult when you haven't got pace.
But you alluded to it before, Hayden, that the production from the top order for Hutt Valley in this innings is what's done it for them.
Yeah, all those that should have hit, and now we're getting walks, and we're just going to compound the problem because we're heading back towards the top of the innings again. And he doesn't want to walk another one. If he walks another one, then they are really in trouble. Even though it's 2 down, they're heading back towards the top of the order.
3 balls, no strikes. He's dug himself a deep hole in this one. Runner at first base, of course, for Hutt Valley. Leading the ball game now by 7 runs to 3. Nice comeback pitch. Just took a bit off that one.
Yeah, and it's a great height because they're not going to hit that a long way. They're going to hit it to the infield. And he's got a chance of a double play if he can get the batter to go at that. It gives the fielders a chance rather than a walk. A walk is no chance at all.
Gets the batter swinging at that one as well, a similar pitch. It's very much, as you say, where he's comfortable, that low drop ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another loaded count. He has thrown a lot in this inning.
He seems to have the accuracy, so it's just a matter of making sure it stays at the bottom of the zone. It doesn't come any higher. Oops. That's the last thing they wanted.
There we go. Runners at 1 and 2 now on another walk.
I'm about to run out of boxes in my...
and they are threatening to go through the order.
Gary.
They are threatening to go through the order with this batter. Number 8, Taikaha Cope, their catcher.
Right, so he's come back in as well.
Yes, they DP'd these guys last time.
Yep. So now this is really going to be a game changer. If he can move the ball, then they can really stir this innings up. And as a catcher, I always say they know what pitchers do, so they should be good batters. They're always contemplating, they're always thinking ahead to what their own pitchers do, so they know what the game is.
That one's over the top. It's catcher can't hold it. The runners advance to 2 and 3. We're back in some very dangerous territory now for Manawatū. They are going to get another turn at bat, but if Hutt Valley manage to score a couple of runners, things are starting to look very dangerous.
Close it out pretty quick, I think. But it's 2 down, so if they get the out, then they can. They've got a chance. But if he gets on or has moved, then that changes the game plan totally. They won't have a chance to come back.
Cope stays in the battle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. seems to have struggled a little bit with the bat. He's done a pretty good job at catcher.
He moved it to the shortstop last time, but so he seems to be getting closer to getting a hit. But if he moves that ball, will be what his coach wants. And there's still an open base, but I wouldn't say that would be a good tactic by Manawatū, because they've only got one more number 9 batter up, and then they're back in that top of the order.
Back into the top of the order, yeah. Very dangerous for them.
They don't want that. So stop these walks. Try and get him to move the ball. He's got 2 strikes on him, so he's still got room to move. But that low dropping pitch would be great as long as it goes to a fielder.
There we go. There's a nice job done there in the end by Tainui Lind. He strikes out Cope for the 3rd out in the innings and saves us from having to go to another line on our score sheets. Having said that, though, a very good innings for Hutt Valley. They've stretched it out now. They lead the ball game by 7 runs to 3 over Manawatū. Manawatū get the chance to answer back in the bottom of the 5th innings when we come back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Les Kendall, CEO of Temperzone. Innovation is at our core to produce ever more relevant technology, pushing the bounds of currently available solutions. Temperzone has embarked on our own decarbonising and sustainability journey, reducing our impact on the environment and the way we operate at all levels, and transitioning into a more sustainable and efficient organisation. Our products and services can assist others to make the transition and act as enabling technology to transition to zero carbon, pushing the bounds of currently available solutions and technologies that are safe and sustainable from the manufacture, installation, maintenance through to whole-of-life considerations in the circular economy.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark for the 2024 Softball New Zealand Under-19 Boys Championship. We've got Hutt Valley taking on Manawatū here on Diamond 1. Hutt was a very tight ball game up to the end of the 4th innings. Hutt Valley put on a little bit of a batting clinic in that previous inning and stretched the score out to 7-4. A lot of work for Manawatū to do. They've got number 17, Tainui Lind, up batting right now. Hutt Valley have made a change out on their hill in the previous innings. Jaden Hitter out there doing the pitching for them. He came in to pitch for Lennox Easthope, who stayed in the ball game with a bat.
It was a good change, I think. I think it changed the dynamics and put the pressure back on Manawatū to try and get ahead. And now that they're chasing, it's going to be a tall task. I think Jaden's really hitting his spots and he's got good movement.
Yeah. It was a nice example of it right there, is that drop ball started in the middle of the zone and it just disappeared into the dirt. There's a nice pitch there. It's picked up out there at second base. Nice work. Hutt Valley fully into their work in this one now. They were a little bit maybe a little bit rusty in the first 4 innings, but they've definitely gone into another gear.
That's the good thing about the AstroTurf. It bounces clean. It bounces low, but it bounces clean. There's no jumps. There's no something bobbling up in your face or whatever. And the boys are really, obviously from the Hutt, they know that and they're confident. They're confident at fielding, and I think everyone takes advantage when they're on this diamond. You don't have to have fear of the diamond. It won't ricochet up and hit you in the face.
Yeah, no, there's no lime minefields out there, shall we say, that always at times embarrass even the best of fielders with some unexpected hops and bounces.
Jaden's impressing me. His movement is what's really making the difference here.
Yeah,
he's not the fastest in the world, but he's got a constant pace. But his movement, he's always got movement, and that's what's making a difference.
And he hits a good spot, as we just saw there, as he cuts off the outside corner of that plate and strikes out the Manawatū batter, Tainui Lynn, for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th innings. That'll bring to bat number 15 for Manawatū.
This is a crucial stage. They're now in the top of the order, and if they can get some runs, the problem is they're 2 down.
2 down.
And this is probably their last turn at bat.
Of course, that was Lucas Adolf that went out in that last at bat.
So I think this is all or nothing for Manawatū. They've got to score some runs this innings, and then defend and try and get through that bottom of the order. But with the pitching that's going on here, it's almost a lesson in correctness. He's getting his zone. He's just...
he's not a busy pitcher. He keeps his form. He's economical, I suppose you would call it, and hits good spots. And throws one over the top, and the batter
makes
a lunge for that one. It was a bad decision. Yeah, it was a very high pitch. It's a bonus for the pitcher, that one.
But that's the thing, when you're pitching as consistently as Jaden is, you'll get those, because players are always looking for a strike. That was a great pitch too.
Nice variation.
It was a couple of inches above the zone, but boy, it made the if that had been
the
a drop,
think about it, didn't it?
the batter would have been gone. So,
2 balls, 2 strikes. It is the lead-off hitter for Manawatū, the catcher Keanu Jennings, who now gets struck out by Jaden Hitter, and Jaden Hitter put on a real clinic in that innings to dismiss Manawatū. 1, 2, and 3. Out they go. We head to the 6th innings. Manawatū leading the ball game by 7-3. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, where we have Manawatū, who have fought very bravely against Hutt Valley. The Hutt Valley team stretched it out in the 5th innings with the addition of 4 runs in this ball game. They lead Manawatū by 7-4. We're in the top of the 6th innings. Into the later part of this ball game, Hayden, in the equation for Manawatū is quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's quite clear. They've got to score runs, and they've got to stop Hutt Valley scoring those runs. Although we're now on to, we've got Jaden Hitter coming in. Good name for a hitter. And he's number 9, and then you've got back to the top of the order. If he gets on, then this could be another crushing blow as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just saw Jaden put on a clinic in that previous innings at pitch. They're now asking him to come and open the batting. He's a lead-off hitter.
This is cricket. I'm sure it's a softball game.
We won't use the C word in the commentary, Hayden, but yes, there was a bit of a lapse in terminology there. Lead-off hitter, Jaden Hitter, coming in at the bottom of the order for Hutt Valley. So, yeah, they go on to that very dangerous 1, 2, 3, 4 that they've got. It's
like everything. If Jaden can move the ball and keep it away from the shortstop, and that's a good slam.
There's a fly deep out to centre field, and it has landed over the fence. And there's the first one we've seen today. It's gone back deep all the way for a home run, a solo home run for Jaden Hitter. And I didn't think that was going to make it.
Well, he just put his arm out and he moved the ball. And, it did surprise me. But he's a pitcher, and that's the thing. Yeah. Pitchers are powerful. You got to be careful. You don't give them anything too easy.
I think the timing was superb as well, though, because it just didn't look like he put the effort in to get it over the fence, but it sailed all the way out there. It
looked like a Lydia Ko golf shot. Just pleasantly went in and fell over that fence. But he couldn't have timed that. That was probably about a metre over the fence. So great start, and now we're back at the top of the order. Yeah, and we now see Hutt Valley, who stretch it out once again. They're 5 runs ahead of Manawatū now at 8-3. And they're into the top of their order. Zarshaw Wallace has batted very well. He's put down a sack bunt. He's had a safe hit out to left field. He's been a very good leader for Hutt Valley today. He's moving the ball, and I think that's the crucial combination that these boys are putting together. Is every single one of them is moving the ball, or they're being walked, and you get the combination of those two things, and it's slowly going to make the house fall down. There's a nice spot by Tainui Lynn there. He hits the outside corner of the plate. He needs to live on those corners because the Hutt Valley boys have now zoned in on his speed, I think, as well. Yeah, he's not the quickest, and he can only throw so many off speeds before they start getting a hold of it. And that was another off speed, and that's what he's doing now, but you can't do that all the time. Now, Jaden Hitter came in. Was that one pitch, one swing, one hit? No. I thought it might have been. I'd like to think it was that clinical, but it wasn't. Oh, there's a nice hit by Shaw Wallace. He's put it in between third base and shortstop. And that is the perfect lead-off for Hutt Valley after having that solo home run go over the fence. See, this is going to be interesting because I don't think they're far enough ahead now. I don't think they need to bunt. But it would depend on the player that comes up, I suppose. But when you're this far ahead, you sort of stop the bunting process, I would think, and just move that ball and give everyone a chance to hit it away. Very interesting. Sometimes it's like practicing for the next game, so they may choose to do that. So you got Keenan Easthope in at bat right now. Comes in at number 2 for Hutt Valley. He definitely will know what he's doing. Now Zar stole last time he was up. He stole a base as well. And he's very quick. He's pretty quick. So I would sort of say if they want to take away that chance of a double play. There he goes again this time. We see a Texas leader straight up the middle. Ooh. And Shaw Wallace trips over out there. Otherwise, with his speed, he might have had a chance of going for home. But he holds up at 3, and Hutt Valley with runners on the corners with, again, we keep saying it, the very dangerous. We start with the very dangerous when it comes to these 1, 2, 3, 4 batters for Hutt Valley, George McCarroll. Yeah, he's the most consistent of them. He smashed the ball hard on this first turn at bat to shortstop and was pinged lovely. But he's hit the ball to third base to... then that right field, deep right field, yeah, a great, and his speed once he's on, he's like a bullet. So now we had the stolen base, so now we've got no pressure of a double play. So this is just putting the pressure on Manawatū. The infielder's got to come in, but they've also got probably the top batter, so they're probably scared to do so. Yeah, Hutt Valley wasted no time in converting the runner from first base, so they've got runners at 3 and 2.
McCarroll watches that one go quite high in his strike zone.
You know, I think he's got that's the advantageous, but he is short, but very capable. So
he's a pocket rocket, all right, and he's powerful with the bat, and he's showing it for Hutt Valley. Very much seems to be the leader in this batting lineup, certainly in this game, as he lines one down at third base into foul territory.
He certainly seems to have his eye in, and it's sort of like he's probably the most consistent of all their batters. And I think this is the one, if they can control him, they've got a chance. But I don't think they can. I'd be very surprised. At the very least, he's going to hit the ball hard. And he's still got 3 balls.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and yes, he does have his eye in. Yeah. But I don't think he'll be intimidated by that pitch count.
No, not at all. As I don't think any of the top of the order, the Hutt Valley boys will be. It's just not fast enough to really make them have to choose.
This time he's pop-flighted into centre field. It's gone back. It's gone back deep. I didn't see what happened there. It was put down.
It went over his head. He never touched it, so it's a hit.
So that was completely misjudged by the centre fielder out there, unfortunately. George McCarroll, however, gets the job done again for his side. 2 runs converted on that hit, and that takes Hutt Valley now out to 10 runs to 3, and things really, really have gotten away from Manawatū in this ball game now.
I think the boy, as he was going out, I think he thought he was going to hit the fence. He was only like a metre away, and I think that just put him off.
Bit of communication needed out there, wasn't there?
Yeah, even if he put his hand back, he would have known he wasn't on the fence.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was a clean hit though, so you got to give that to George. That is a safe hit. So that's 4 consecutive hits. So if Manawatū have got a third pitcher, they've probably got to bring him in now, although it's probably too late. So I'd say just leave it where it is.
Give Tainui the opportunity
and start working towards the next game.
And there we go. This time Brian's done it. Oh, and the centre fielder out there is not, and then the right fielder's bobbled it as well, and that's enabled George McCarroll to come in from second base to add another run to the total.
You know, I wouldn't give it an error on that one. I think that was hard hit.
He hit that one hard enough, that's right.
And I think it was the centre fielder was having trouble just picking it up. But so I would still give him a hit, even though I think most centre fielders should have taken that.
Yep. And just as they did in the first innings, with a pop fly, this time the shortstop's going back to get under this one. He's had to turn around. It's landed in no man's land, and that's just making things worse for Manawatū. You just can't. You just hate it when you see, as a fielder, when you see them drop into the middle of nowhere there like that.
Look, it's one of those things that they're coming forward, and it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get those block in the middle of all the hard hits. All of a sudden comes the blooper.
Yep, that's right.
And although the shortstop, Sam Johansson's, he's really fielded well. So but going backwards is difficult, really difficult.
It is, and then he lost it completely, possibly in the clouds. Hutt Valley runners at 2 and 3. And it's become a bit of a comedy of errors out there. Good to see the Manawatū boys can still smile about it.
Well, exactly. There's no point in getting hang-ups about it.
Go back to that Brian Woolley hit. He hit that one extremely hard. He just showed the power he was capable of too, didn't he?
Look, I think we've seen quite a bit of the power from the Hutt Valley boys. They're hitting it flat. And it doesn't matter how good your team is. You're going to have trouble controlling batters who are hitting flat and hard as they are.
Well, in nearly a mirror of the previous innings, Hutt Valley have scored 4 runs in this innings. However, they have none down.
Yeah, and that's the none down one that's really ripping them to pieces because, and the runners are always getting to that or stealing to second. And so they're not even having the potential of getting a double, unless they do a really tricky play by coming in. So they've got to come in close now. And
there's another flat, hard hit. This one's gone through the glove all the way, well, nearly to the fence. He took enough off it for it not to reach the fence. East Hope scampers around to third base, signals to his dugout that, yes, I did indeed do a good job.
and he can't even come on because it's not 2 down.
Yeah. And 2 more runs. The Hutt Valley boys help themselves to numerous RBIs.
That's 6, so it's 13. That's
13?
Yeah, well, it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 7, 6, 13.
Scoreboard shows 13, so we'll go off the scoreboard. 13-3.
13. It's I think even the pitcher wants to come off.
We are in the top of 6, none down. Hutt Valley have really gone into cruise control in this one. Anything near the middle of the zone, they are not missing. It is being dispatched in all directions to the outfield, one over the outfield.
It's a good chance for each of the batters to be aggressive and show what they can do to the coach. And I hope the coach looks at bringing a few of his also rounds as well, if that's possible, because this is the sort of game where you can get, or now, give everyone a swing for the tournament.
Yeah, well, we saw it in the 4th innings where Hutt Valley brought on their 2 tall, lanky left-handers. So much of that squad has actually been out there too bad.
Well, there's a high one.
Quick. This one's a moon shot to centre field this time, and again it's misjudged, and you really do feel for the young lad out there.
Yeah.
He's being peppered from all directions, and unfortunately is just not handling it.
Yeah, it's look, they're all bombs, and perhaps he's got to start off back at the fence and come forward.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, Hutt Valley are going to be swinging away now because there's no point in bunting. They have stretched the score now to 14-3.
It is interesting with these fences. You don't get the warning track like you get in a lot of
baseball,
baseball and softball diamonds.
Yeah.
But you get a warning track, and lines are no good because you don't see them, you don't feel them.
Yeah.
So this is where both left and right fielders. Well, there's another. It is getting peppered. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely peppering that fence now. And this time it's
another
Taikaha Cope who finally shows us that he is able to hit the ball hard.
Now that's 3 consecutive 3-base hits. That's pretty impressive.
That is extremely impressive.
Any scorecard.
And the lower order for Hutt Valley are saying to the top order, Hutt Valley, anything you can do in this situation. We are now up with number 31, Jaden Hitter, who it only seems like 5 minutes ago hit a home run.
Yeah.
Well, here we are with none down, and we're back to Jaden Hitter.
Boy, that's a tall order for anyone to be out there. I'll change that number back to 6. So I don't think they can come back from here, unfortunately. It's just too far ahead of them, and they've just... But get
absolutely.
Get it over
we're not talking about with Manawatū come back now. It's more to see, how resolute they can be, a test of the character, and, just keep their heads in and play the ball game out.
I think if he just starts throwing the ball down and forget that up stuff because it's been going everywhere, and give his fielders a chance, really. Let's see that.
As the first up pitch in the zone that has not been dispatched to the fence in quite a while.
And I think, look, I know how the pitcher feels. You can only throw so many drop balls.
Yeah.
And then you sort of think, well, you've got to vary it. But I think at the end of the day, he's probably...
Well, really, it's do what you've just told him to do and back your field to back you up.
Just keep... Well, we're trying to change up.
Because effectively what you're doing, you are asking... When you go to pitching like that, you are asking your field to do their job because it's going to get hit to them, and you're asking Hutt Valley to punch it through the field. Very hard to hit those high shots off a low dropping ball.
Well, that's right. Look, they'll still hit it hard, and there'll still be balls go out. But I think if you can keep it down, then you do give your chance the field a chance. The problem is Hutt Valley are hitting the ball so hard.
Yeah.
2 or 3 balls have gone through third base. Well, the third baseman's had no chance of getting them. They've been smashes.
Well, it does seem like a long time ago when we were in the 4th innings and it was 3-all.
It was a competitive game.
It was a competitive game.
It's almost a shame that it's changed, because it certainly puts a bit of pressure on both teams when you have those 3-all score was anyone's game.
Yeah, well, we saw a Manawatū that were, as JK said, were being very attacking. They took their options to score their runs. 2 of them were on a pretty bad Hutt Valley era. But that you've got to be in a situation to take advantage of that, and Manawatū did that, and kept themselves in the ball game for 4 innings. But what we've seen is Manawatū going well for 4 innings, as we see Lind get a strikeout, finally an out in this innings.
Well,
the other thing, of course, is Hayden. We've seen Hutt Valley just go leaps and bounds ahead of them in terms of the way they're playing the game.
Oh, look, I think everyone's got to just take your hat off to the batting machine that's been going since the 4th innings.
Yeah.
And I think that just shows you, first game up, you're always going to have nerves. The things aren't going to click, but I think they're now starting to click. And I think certainly you don't want to go too near the top of the order, and we're back at the top of the order now.
Yeah, well, confidence is a marvellous thing, and of course now Hutt Valley have got all the confidence in the world. They've had 2 innings of, we won't call it batting practice, but certainly they've been able to do what they want with the pitches that have come their way.
Oh, that's
as we see
a good take.
Nice take at left field. Zarshaw Wallace finally doesn't get on base. He's put on a lead-off clinic here throughout the ball game. But he becomes the second out. So at 15-3 to Hutt Valley, Manawatū finally have 2 outs. And as I said, they've just got to put their head down, stay in the ball game, and keep trying to play the ball game out.
Exactly. It's been quite interesting just following this flow chart, because I've had to go to 2 box sets. And you I'm just realising where we've got to. So we're back to every single player has had a bat, and now all the top of the order are having a second bat.
Yeah,
so it's a long innings.
It's a long innings.
Big headache. But at least they've had 2 outs in a row. So just need one more, and the pain is over. Well, it's not plain. There's also lessons to be learned from both sides as well. I think
Hutt Valley will ask themselves, why didn't we start off that way? Because, to be fair, they were probably only in about second year in terms of what they're capable of.
And I think for a tournament this long though, I think you want them starting slowly and building up. So you don't want them firing on all cylinders game 1, unless you can maintain that sort of pace.
Yeah, it is hard to maintain a peak for a lengthy amount of times. You do try and build into a tournament.
It's very hard for the second tier teams as well, because they might have 1, maybe 2 pitches, but they really struggle to have 3.
Yeah.
And so games like this means that they've got to rotate virtually the same pitches every game, and it is difficult for them. Extremely difficult, unless they happen to have the luxury of a 3rd pitcher.
Yeah, and there we see Keenan Easthope gets walked.
All right, now we're back to young George McCarroll. What can he do this time? He smashed it to every side.
I'm going to say he's got his eye on the fence. I'm not quite sure what part of it, but the way he's hitting, I think the whole fence is at his mercy.
Well, he's so consistent and he hits hard, so he's not going to change that formula, and I think he should get another hit too.
And this time he has.
Oh,
that was close. It looked like it hopped over third base from my angle, but umpire Les Brandt's got a better angle than we have.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very small measurement.
It was
of a foul, but I accept the ruling. As you say, we're at a slightly different angle. But it just shows you, George is hitting the ball so hard. Wherever it goes in the field, even the fielder's going to have trouble getting the ball because it's going to be coming at them so hard.
Yeah, he turned on that one just minutely early and caught the ball too far out front and hit it into foul territory.
He's a very positive batter. That's what I love about kids like George, not just him solely, but they're looking for strikes, not looking for walks.
Yep.
And I think too many kids, they get a lot of walks at these underage games, and then they sort of start looking for balls, and I think that's the exact wrong attitude. You go looking for strikes, and if a ball comes down, you don't swing. But you have that mindset of looking for a strike.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it should be disappearing from about maybe even under 15s onwards. It'll start weeding its way out of the game. But kids, certainly in lower age grades, they do come up to and they're anticipating walks. In this age grade, which is all but men's, these boys definitely need to be looking to get back to ball rather than the other way.
When you retire, you're not going to be talking about the walk you got back in 2024. You're going to be talking about the home run, the triple hit, whatever.
Yeah.
Something explosive is what you're going to remember.
Absolutely.
And this is what I like about George's batting. He's just consistently always looking for anything that's a strike. He's going to hit it hard.
And there we go. He's hit a nice one past through third base this time. The runner has cruised like a cruise missile through 2 and gone all the way to 3. George stands up at 2 and has Hutt Valley in the box seat once again with runners on 2 and 3. Up to bat is Brian Woolley, who hit one very, very hard.
Last
to
our poor centre fielder.
Yep. Centre field.
I see he's moved round a little bit, but I don't know. He seems to be right on the fence now.
Yeah.
So he's probably in a better position, although, he's coming forward. So, he's gone back. Right. Just thinking for him in particular, I think his coach should be having him basically putting his hand on the fence and moving forward from the pitch, and then he's only got 2 or 3 metres that he's got to run back.
Yeah.
For the next big hit. I must admit, the left fielder might be pretty nippy, but he's in a little bit closer than I would have said as advisable. But he may be the fast guy, although usually the centre fielder is the fast guy.
Well, pretty much I would say these boys are almost being told where to hit it. As we see one go back to the thing, no need for the runner to exert himself on that one. It's not a tied ball game or anything like that.
I'm sure the coach on third base is saying to him, do not hurt yourself in a needless slide in a game that we've already won.
Absolutely.
So most of these kids will be told not to do that, because I know George in a tight game would have gone there. He's fast.
Oh, yeah, his everything about it would have been different. His lead-off would have been a lot bigger, and you're right, he'd have jumped straight away.
So now we're going to see if Brian can carry on the hard hits, which have been coming.
Certainly he's swinging for it.
Yeah, no, he's not holding back, is he?
Nope.
I don't think there'll be any confusion as to what he's trying to do.
Well, he's got a full house on him, and you got a feel for young Tainui, who came into the game early to replace Liam Belcher-Kingy, and this one is only going one place.
Boom.
He's hit it extremely solid, and it has gone back deep all the way over the fence for a home run. Automatic home run. And that scores 2 more runs for Hutt Valley.
That scores 3.
3?
And there's runners on second and third.
It's hard to keep up. They're peppering it so frequently now.
That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is a bit hard, but is that 16?
16, I think.
3, 4, 5,
may very
6,
well be.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 18.
18.
Mm.
I'd make it 11 so far in this innings alone.
Yeah, no, it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, but they're 2 down, so there is a positive. Right, so Jackson Williams has been hitting hard too. So
we've got number 35 out there.
Oh, it is 2. Sorry, and there's a change. So
who is Mitchell Shields.
Righto, Mitchell, your chance to show the world
as
how hard
you
you hit.
Hutt Valley taking the opportunity to give everyone a swing of the bat. Manawatū, we feel like they're living out there. They're beginning to take root. They've been out there for so long. I feel sorry for them, but I'm
Coach
sure
will be thinking about the next game, I think.
The experience hopefully will make them better for it. There's a strike.
Well, there's always something that can be taken out of these games. There's lessons to be learned, but you don't put your head down and walk away depressed over a game like this. There was always going to be a tall order to beat Hutt Valley, but there's a few lessons they've got to pick up from this, and one of them is probably just being a little bit more observant around the batting lineup and making sure their outfielders especially, know where that fence is.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a couple of occasions that balls could have been caught if they'd known where that fence was, and they weren't.
Yes, you're right. I mean, there were a couple of shots out to that fence that should have been taken. And a little bit of spatial awareness would have been good. As we see, Shields takes the walk to get Hutt Valley going again in this one. We seem to have been talking for a long time in the sixth innings, but it is 18 runs to 3.
That's good discipline from
ladies and gentlemen.
The last batter in that Shield, is it?
No.
It was good discipline for him, because most of these boys, when they come in, they want to hit hard, and for him to come in and say, "Well, I'm waiting for my pitch." I know what happened there. He's left early deliberately, and been called out. Okay, fair enough.
So he's a little bit of mercy shown there.
Yep.
As we see Lennox East Hope leave the box under instruction from his coach.
Right. So okay, so that 11. So that's 18.
It is indeed 18 to 3, and we'll leave it there for a second. We'll take a break. It seems we've been here for a while. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back into the ball game here at Fraser Park, and for 4 innings between Manawatū and Hutt Valley, it was a tight one. Since then, Hutt Valley just put it into overdrive, and they have, in 2 innings, managed to score 16 runs. Was it 16? 11 plus whatever it is?
11, 16, yeah.
15, and to add to the 4 they already had.
19
runs it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Nakua Greening just hit that ball through shortstop. That's a good start. These kids have just got to look at positives and get back what they can here. I'm pretty impressed that they've come out and still going. There's no hands up, we surrender, which is great.
So that would have been number 6, Nakua Greening, who just put a nice hit into the outfield there, and possibly the first safe hit off Jaden Hitter since he came to the mound.
I think you're right, because he got a hit off it was Lennox off the last one, so yeah.
Number 23, Sam Johansson's up to bat now for Manawatū. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that they're going to make a bit of inroads here for their own sake.
Well, look, they're in the top of the order, so these are the boys that should be able to do it. But to be fair, Jaden Hitter's been pitching pretty well, so if he gets his rhythm, I think they'll struggle. But these are these three, Nakua, Sam and Thomas, in the lineup should be able to move him. And I think, to be fair, Jaden knows that. He knows he's got to keep himself consistent, but he also knows that he doesn't want to throw too many pitches in a game that's won.
3 balls and 1 strike on the batter here He comes back strongly with a strike.
Good pitch. Seems to have got his rhythm back. He just lost his rhythm for a couple of seconds there, but I think he's got it back, and I think he'll know he doesn't want to waste a lot of pitches because he's got a few games ahead of him.
Yeah, there we go. That's a fine double. The strikeout first and then the throw down at 2. Just goes to show you where Hutt Valley have gone in this ball game. That was a nice piece of execution, first from the pitcher and then from the catcher.
Probably shows, the coach is not putting up any real. He's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
and I
that steal is something we've seen throughout the game from Manawatū.
I don't know why he would do that in a game that's totally lost. He's just meant that it's going to. I suppose it's going to be all over. So perhaps that's another. Perhaps he is doing the right thing. I shouldn't be so critical.
Well, I mean, the coaching, whatever decision they make now, is not going to impact the scoreboard overly. So like you say, you can't be critical on them. As we see a pop fly, this time it's gone to centre field, and it's going to be dropped out there. Well, centre fielders in this ball game, as we see the runner come around and get tagged out at third base. And ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, he didn't have to do that. But that's going to end the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th innings, as we see Manawatū have succumbed in the end to Hutt Valley by 19 runs to 3.
I thought it was great to see the guy run it out, but then he just went too far.
He certainly did, and that's going to be the ball game here at Fraser Park Ballpark. Hutt Valley obviously comfortable winners, 19-3 over Manawatū, who kept it tight for 4 innings, but couldn't contain the talent, the power, and the running ability of Hutt Valley. Well, that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen, from Gary Rahihi here at Ballpark Broadcasting. Thank you to Hayden Smith and to Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper, our video switcher. For this one, we'll be back very, very shortly with the next game for you live here at Fraser Ballpark. Goodbye.